ओंटारियो प्रोविंशियल पार्लीमेंट विच बैक टू स्कूल प्रोग्राम ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਨੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਘੇਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਦੀ ਲੀਡਰ ਐਂਡਰੀਆ ਹਾਰਵਥ ਨੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਬੱਸਾਂ ਰੱਦ ਹੋਣ, ਇੱਕ ਸੀਟ ਤੇ ਤਿੰਨ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਿਠਾਉਣ ਵਰਗੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਆ ਲਈ ਯੋਗ ਫੰਡ ਐਲਾਨਣ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਸਟੀਫਨ ਲੀਚੇ ਨੇ ਦਾਅਵਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ $1.3 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਰੱਖਣ ਲਈ ਰੱਖੇ ਨੇ।
And in fact, as I was coming into the House this morning, I was informed that those numbers are now over 300 at 313. And so parents are, of course, very nervous as they prepare to send their kids back to school. Thousands of those students, Speaker, learned just over this past week that their school bus was cancelled. Most often because school bus drivers actually fear for their own safety and the safety of the kids. Earlier this summer, the Premier of this province said that he was sparing nothing when it comes to the safe return to school. When will he live up to that, Speaker? When will he live up to that and provide the money necessary to keep our kids safe?
To reply on behalf of the government, the Minister of Education.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. Mr. Speaker, I know as uncles and aunts, moms and dads and grandparents across the province, we are all committed to the safety of our kids. And Speaker, our plan that has been unveiled has been fully supported by the Chief Medical Officer of Health. It is fully funded, is evidence-informed, Speaker. What I can say is, as we face an unprecedented challenge in this province, I am proud of our people who have responded with a strong resolve to work together to flatten this curve and allow our kids to remain learning in schools. And Speaker, our plan, $1.3 billion of investment flowing to our school boards, has enabled smaller classroom sizes, robust testing in our schools, a screening apparatus before they enter the school. Speaker, it also is supported by the hiring of more support staff, more custodians, more cleaning, and Speaker, improvements to ventilation. We know what's at stake. We will do everything possible, including more resources and more investments, to keep all students and all staff safe in the province of Ontario.
The supplementary question.
Well, Speaker, experts at the Hospital for Sick Children, even the government's own experts have said that students should maintain a 2-meter distance from each other. Given that, can the Premier tell us how many students he feels should be seated on a school bus with 24 seats?
Minister of Education.
Well, thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our government unveiled net investments for student transportation because we know how important it is for moms and dads to have their children get to school safely every single day. And that's the basis, Speaker, for why we have invested an additional $40 million for the driver retention program. This helps to incent more drivers, bus drivers, in our schools. It also ensures, Speaker, by providing PPE to all bus drivers, we're keeping them safe. We've added $25 million on route protection, an additional $30 million, Speaker, to ensure that they're safe and that they're cleaned. We've done everything possible to ensure assigned seating on our buses, to ensure a lower quantum on them, and more importantly, Speaker, that they are constantly cleaned throughout the day. We will continue to support our drivers, our schools, and our parents as we get through this unprecedented challenge.
The final supplementary.
Well, Speaker, last week, a woman named Angela, a driver from Durham, reached out to our office with the same concerns that parents have been expressing. And a copy of her route she provided to us, which showed 68 children on a single bus at once. 68 children, Speaker, on one 24-seat bus. That is 3 kids per seat on a standard school bus, Speaker. So how can Ontario's children and the school bus drivers expect to stay safe in these cramped conditions? It doesn't make any sense. Perhaps the Premier can tell us exactly how those folks are going to stay safe.
Again, the Minister of Education.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, how our buses are going to remain safe is by ensuring that they are constantly cleaned, which is why, Speaker, we've invested an additional $40 million so that our operators, our consortia, and our school boards have the financial latitude to ensure that they are constantly cleaned, those high-contact places are cleaned often. More importantly, Speaker, PPE and masking is required, like in schools, on our buses. A full suite of PPE is provided to our workers, to our bus drivers, and likewise training for them. Speaker, we put in more funding for route protection because in this province, like in all provinces, for well over a decade, we have faced a driver shortage that I know all members in this House are cognizant of. It precedes our election, but nonetheless, it is our priority to ensure that we retain that talent. We have committed workers that are going to get our kids to school